Salam, I'm a little early. My COVID has been, my COVID-19 has been acting up this week. But in any event, I want to do this deep video. Hopefully everyone's in good spirits. Giving you all a chance to get in here. Visit the website, upscaleknowledge.org. Subscribe to the channel as well. First one in, please let me know if I'm clear. Peace and wisdom. Rip Lux Free. Salam. Peace and wisdom, J Hall. Like I said, I'm going to start in a minute. I'm giving you all a chance to get in here. If anyone has any questions, you can ask. I think this video is going to be a little short. Like I said, my COVID has been kicking my ass this week. Peace and wisdom. Peace and wisdom, Terrell Moore. A little chest out, you know, you gotta promotion, right? For the ladies, they like a little chest, don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing, don't worry about it. Now, let's get to this deep video. Let me get my vibration. Let me get my vibration right. And let me say this to those of y'all that's on path of wisdom. You're never going to be as wise as I am, but goals. You feel me? Goals is always great. Now, wisdom or you're becoming wise in mind, let's say. Wisdom correlates with maturity and aging. So you may have a child. The child's face will start to change or mature as the child matures. So if you would like that, as the child's mind opens up and the child starts to become more aware, more conscious of itself than it was, of course. As the child matures, the face will start to transform to match the maturity, so to say. Or you can say the mind maturing will age the child, meaning age and maturity goes hand in hand, maturity being dependent on the mind and how much it's evolving. Now, the point I'm making is this, for those of y'all on the path of wisdom. You want to make sure you balance out the wisdom with joy and laughter. Otherwise, you will age beyond your years faster than you would. You get my point? Look at it like that. Let's say if you were 20 and you were able to receive in all the wisdom of the world, you would look 1,000 years old. And so you get my point. Laughter, joy, these things correlate with youth. And so be aware of your laughs. Make sure you have equal laughs. Even if you're not on a path of wisdom, the world is negative. So the music y'all listen to is negative. People are negative. And that you're probably not measuring how much negativity is being brought in and comparing it to positivity. Meaning, do y'all get equal? Do y'all get the same amount of joy and laughter as y'all do like bitterness and anger? Do you get the same amount of uplifting? You know how y'all say give a person their flowers before they die? Do you get an equal measure of that as you do the tearing down? And so if most of y'all do a little quick reflection on self, most will come to realize, okay, I have an imbalance there. Either you listen to more negativity, you listen to more negativity than you do positivity, or you either watch more negativity than you see positivity. Let's say you like negative movies. They're more exhilarating to you than a good old positive story. And so you get my point? You want to make sure everything is at least equal. Of course, you want to be higher on the positive things, but you don't want to let the positive side drop below the negative, where you're receiving in more negativity than positivity, because you already know the end result. Look at it like an escalator down and an escalator up. Depression being down, joy being up. Now, are you guys present? Because I always have other things to do. Now let's get to this deep wisdom. You have the solar eclipse. Of course, you have a full solar eclipse. Wherever you're located, so you see whatever portion of this full eclipse, so to say. So let's say you're right in the path. It may go completely dark for you, but I suppose every place over time will experience a full eclipse where it goes completely dark right in the middle of the day. Now, you guys are lost into many different theories, other people's ideals, or ideas, both. An ideal is like an idea that has become a truth or a pillar in life, even though it's not. And an idea is just an idea, like, I think we should eat lunch at noon. That's an idea. Now, y'all eat lunch at noon. This is the ideal. Is it a truth in life? No, but that idea has become an ideal that everybody seems to live by for the most part. And so I'm just giving you that as an example. Most people take in a lot of theory or have their own. You may take in other people's ideas or ideals. And so in regards to life matters, you get my point? Like I always tell you guys, life is teaching us. And it's about your mind becoming mature or aware enough to notice the lessons. A seed is planted in the soil, and then vegetation or food blossoms from that. So you have your down, or your burying, and your raising. These are opposites. You get it? meaning burying and resurrecting, or pushing down and springing up. They're opposites, no different than day and night. Day being the springing up and night being the pushing down of the thing. And so you have these lessons in life. They all have to do with balance. But behind the balance is a lesson. You have these two dualities, the coming tide, the going tide. But direction don't matter, so that can be down and up as well. Meaning the tide coming in and the tide going out can be down and up as well. And so all you have is up and down in life. This is after you become aware of all, you know, the many different expressions of this up and down. Now, when you're dealing with the solar eclipse, remember when I told you all that the unconsciousness, you know, the darkness with yourself, this is God, or this is what has the control of you as life and the life you're living in. It's the same force that controls the sun setting. It's the same force that controls your setting. When I say your setting, I mean you're going into unconsciousness, darkness. Now that unconsciousness is shared by us all, meaning I have an unconsciousness, you have an unconsciousness, the next person has an unconsciousness. On the opposite side of the unconsciousness, you have consciousness. This is all of us as individuals. As a conscious being, I'm my own individual. As a conscious being, you're your own individual. When I say conscious, I don't mean like smart. I mean like awake. You awake walking around in this world, you're your own individual. Same with me. Same with your sister, your brother, your friend, even your dog. But when you get to the unconsciousness, there's only one, meaning we have no individuality when unconsciousness, but we still be. And you get it? That unconsciousness is its own separate thing from the conscious. It controls the conscious, meaning we are set into our unconsciousness by whatever hidden hand lies behind it. The unconsciousness or the darkness being as far as we can get to have an awareness that, okay, there's a presence. I know this presence as a darkness, but that presence has all the control. We're speaking of your unconsciousness, your darkness. Now, day and night is a reflection of that. Let's say you're walking around in your day and you get struck by something and you lose your consciousness, meaning you go into unconsciousness. Of course, you're released from it. This is why in Islam they say Allah is the irresistible, the most generous. Speaking of that, now, the same way you can go unconscious right in the middle of your day or the middle of your awake. So do you get it? If y'all all had the understanding or have heard, the darkness or the unconsciousness, this is the Lord over all things. When the solar eclipse happened right in the middle of the day, then y'all will get it and say, oh, just in case I didn't get it, oh, I get it. You get it? So let's say you're listening to me now. You say, I don't agree with this. If the solar eclipse happened right now in the middle of the day, do you get it? You would have fell on your face and said, oh, I just heard Mr. Solace say that the unconsciousness or the darkness is God over all, and it controls the awake. Even the day, meaning the sun is set because of the darkness or the unconsciousness. Now imagine if I told you that and you didn't know anything, but you just didn't like how that sound. So you said, whatever. Then imagine around the time the eclipse came, that happened and you knew nothing of that. Meaning you heard no scientific theories, you read no books on solar eclipses, you just a person that's living life. And you're familiar with daytime and nighttime, and you know these two things never cross. Meaning the sun never pops up in the nighttime. It never becomes night in the daytime. There's a balance that keeps these two things separate. In the middle of the day, when it turned night like that, during an eclipse, y'all would, you get my point? Y'all would have fell on y'all face and been like, oh shit, he wasn't lying. Otherwise, how else did it get dark in the middle of the day? It's to show y'all the glory. The same way you can be pulled into unconsciousness without your control, it can be made nighttime, which is a reflection of that darkness. Right before your eyes. Alaska's an example of that glory as well. It's 6 months of darkness. 6 months a day. But y'all have eclipses as well, I believe. And an eclipse got only one thing to do with, the darkness. Y'all don't have a reverse eclipse where it is nighttime and then out of nowhere the sun just pops up in the sky on fire and then sets right quick. That don't happen. And so Raz, the sun is like you, raising up out of its unconsciousness. The sun being a greater consciousness than yours, so there's the example. Even the greatest glory you know, which is the sun, the greatest light, your consciousness being like a light, even that can get pulled into the darkness. By the darkness. I don't want to say the darkness, but you get it? God are what controls all things lie there. Y'all have no control if y'all end up in awake. Y'all have no control what dream y'all end up in. Y'all have no control when y'all end up in unconsciousness. Do you get my point? Now, of course, you're alive, you have ego, so you never thought about all of that. Meaning y'all wake up, y'all have control of y'all day, or whoever y'all allow to control y'all day. You get my point? You live your life. There's no thought in your mind to say, okay, I have absolutely no control. I didn't have any control of my waking up. I didn't have any control of when I was brought into the unconsciousness. Y'all can just lay down. And then whenever y'all brought into it, y'all are, but y'all have no control. Just like y'all have no control if y'all are going to be released from unconsciousness or not, and given back your memory and awareness. You go wake up from unconsciousness and don't even know nothing. Like who you are, nothing. Like that. Y'all don't have no control. When you fall into unconsciousness, then you're just woken up. You call that a dream. But you don't have no control like what dream you end up in. You're becoming unconscious in the darkness to even begin with. Because when you're unconscious, you shouldn't be awoke. These are all signs. Now, you're becoming awoke when in unconsciousness, which is what we call dream, is like a reverse eclipse. It's like it becoming daytime in the night. But unconsciousness is like the dark place. Consciousness being like the light place. So you have physical life and you have death. Conscious and unconsciousness. Two different places. But it's reverse. You get my point? Meaning, we're in physical life, are awake. View physical life as awake, and view death as sleep or unconsciousness. So we're in physical awake or life. We're in the light side. Of course, we get unconsciousness or darkness on the side of light, But do you get my point? We're on the side of light. You have the dark side, or what we would call death, unconsciousness. You have light or awake there as well. So you have the two sides, they both have the same thing. Consciousness and unconsciousness are darkness and light, but it's in reverse in perspective. So on this side, you guys see an eclipse. This is nighttime coming into the day as a message that y'all have no control over the consciousness or unconsciousness. Another glory does. Let's say in death or sleep, unconsciousness. When you have a dream, this is you becoming awake or lit in the darkness. Kind of like the sun rising or the consciousness rising while it's still dark, so to say. You get my point? Peace and wisdom, young soul. Kiss it better. Spicy. I'm just playing. And so you have the two places in life, so to say. Like I said, we're in day or awake. And so y'all don't see the dark. Now let's say you're dead. So you're not in the light or awake anymore. You're in the darkness. Or unconsciousness, the death. But you will still have awake there. It being a place, it having its realms, or whatever you would call the many places in physical life that y'all visit or have the possibility of going to. I'm basically saying in unconsciousness you have place, experience, people, but it's kind of cut off to y'all because y'all are in the light. And so do you get it? When you go to the other side, which is the reverse, it's a deep thing, try and grasp. Now, the main thing for y'all to grasp is that all the things y'all pick up in the physical awake or life, it's things y'all picked up from the world, meaning the people in the world. You didn't learn it from the pits of self, so to say. The darkness, the unconsciousness. That's the subconsciousness, like submarine. A submarine, is deep underwater. Your subconsciousness is deep beneath the consciousness. The subconsciousness controls. This is the unconsciousness. You have ego, so you probably figure you are both of those things. But you're not. You're not anything in unconscious. Meaning you're not anything before the Lord in perspective. That's everybody. And so do you get it? Y'all have to become aware of who the power and the glory is. It has no name or title. It doesn't need one because it doesn't need permission to have control. You get it? The unconsciousness does not need y'all to bow before it because it just set y'all. You get it? It don't need no permission for nothing. In that, you have to become aware of that glory. What has the control over you and everything else in existence. Now, most people in physical life, they worship what is in the darkness. Just like you have the many figures in the light. When I say light, I'm speaking of physical life. So you have the many different figures or people in physical life that you can interact with when you're awake. So it's the same in the darkness. Nighttime being an emanation of the unconsciousness. Daytime being an emanation of consciousness or light. And so within the night or the darkness, you have your predators. Crossing the light or the day, you have your prey. You're meek and humble, so to say. Religions like Islam, of course, they worship the night. You have the crescent moon with the star. That's their symbol. That means night star or nighttime. They worship the darkness, but they worship the entity within it, so to say, or the sound or consciousness raising from it. View unconsciousness like silence. Your voice being your life, so to say. You get my point? Meaning when everything else with self is gone, so the voice is still there, the voice being the soul, or the vibration, the voice being, the voice coming from the vibration that the soul is, so to say. Meaning most of y'all don't think like everything that you see is a specific sound. Dogs have their sound, men have their sound. When I say sound, communication. Man speak word, dogs speak bark, gorillas speak whatever gorillas speak. You hit it? The sounds. Your sound is coming from your consciousness or your mind. That unseen aspect of self that's like airs. In that your voice is your soul or your mind. Your mind being your life force. Who you are. And so do you get it? Damn, I lost my train of thought. What was I explaining in regards to the sound that you are? Before I got into this reference or example that I was giving y'all? In regards to y'all being the sound, I don't really remember where I was at. But all is sound manifested. But view the sound as the mind. An expression of the mind. When you speak, you're speaking sound off your soul, or the sound that you are is coming off your soul, which is your mind. Not your brain, your mind. The brain is a result of the mind, meaning the mind thinks. It creates airs or merges them, and you get substance. So, voice representation of the subconscious. No, I don't know what you're saying, but your voice is who you are in that way, meaning we're all our own minds, our souls, unseen things. The voice or sound that we are, that can be heard, is an expression of that soul. So we all have our own voice, just like we all have our own fingerprint. It's the pattern of the soul being a vibration of the sound. Does that make sense? Are y'all following? Oh, thank you, love. Salam, shalom. And so that's what I'm saying for the most part. Y'all are sounds, are souls. The soul being a vibration that the sound is coming from. So I don't want you to get lost on your words or, I'm saying the sound or the voice that you have is an expression of the soul that you are, which is the mind, or an emanation of it. And that's all you are. Now, like I said, I forgot what I was explaining before I started giving y'all that reference. But back to unconsciousness or the darkness. Y'all worship the many different people's ideas in physical life. Meaning whatever y'all know, whatever y'all believe, even the word God, y'all got it from physical life. Not from your own being and knowing, but from the world. All of that has to be done away with for one to grasp, or learn directly from life. So when the solar eclipse and things like this happen, you will have an understanding of all these different messages of who has the control. Meaning it all kind of boils down to that. You're becoming aware that there's a higher glory than self or anything that you can think of. Of course, you cannot see God or your unconsciousness. You don't even have being in the presence. But let's just say your being is kept. In that, gratitude is the most important thing. Meaning consciousness, life. Being awake and aware, because it can be taken from y'all the same way it is every night. And that darkness don't need no name. It don't have no name. View it as silence, just a knowing. You don't have to view it as a negative thing or a positive thing. You're lost into the duality, meaning you're lost into day and night. You have to see beyond that. What controls both? When you're pulled into unconsciousness, it's not to say unconsciousness is God, but that's as close as you get to what is drawing you into that darkness. Same way you pushed into the light. There's a hidden hand working behind what we know as the darkness or unconsciousness, controlling the consciousness. Every aspect of it, meaning your consciousness, my consciousness, the sun, or any other light that you may have seen. And so, getting an understanding of that, or becoming aware of that, and then you get it. All the wisdom lies there, in the sub, not in the day, so to say. Meaning not in y'all listening to all the people talk, but the wisdom lies within that aspect of self, and you're becoming aware of it, the control it has. The same way you can be placed in a dream, unconsciousness, consciousness. You can have a good day, bad day. None of these things is by your own choosing or doing. You're just kind of flip-flop into all these realities. Meaning you're awake right now. You will be in unconsciousness by night's end. You controlling neither. If you happen to have a dream and you didn't have control of that either. Where you're at in the dream, you have no control of that either. You can have a nightmare. You get it? Whatever you get, you don't have any control of it. It's that hidden hand, so to say. When you become aware of that, then do you get my point? It can become quite frightening. Meaning, let's say you're someone and you say, I don't believe in heaven or hell. You don't need to believe in anything. You just need to know you can be put anywhere as you are every day of your life. Like, pushed into awake, you pushed into unconsciousness. You got people that's in awake in jail. They ain't choose that, but it be how it is. Now I have to use the restroom. Can you guys give me a second if anyone wants to give back? Now's the time to do so. Lisa said, is this why musicians take drugs? Not sure what y'all be getting from my deep knowledge, but you get my point? I don't even know how you formed that point. I don't even know how the mind went there. You need more chess? I'm just playing. That's how I teach women. I'll be like, you need more chess? Maybe to help you, focus a little better. You need more tongue? Like, you need more tongue action? Like, let me know. Chicks is mad. They loose. More chess and balls. Now, what was that? I'm sorry. I didn't say that. That was just in my head. You guys are getting really smart. Reading minds now, see? Now, musicians take drugs because they're drug addicts. There's nothing you need to, I said, learn from life. There's nothing you need to learn from musicians and they're taking drugs. Meaning you have the creator of all, the controller, as I just explained. A seed being placed into soil and vegetation growing. This is a lesson from the creator. What has control? A nigga getting high. It's like y'all religion. That's y'all own thing. It don't have nothing to do with anything. It's something you need to forget. Meaning musicians getting high, try and forget that. There's nothing there. Now, in regards to awake, our consciousness and unconsciousness, y'all religions are y'all worship the figures in either side. Meaning when y'all conscious are awake, so you have other people here. And get my point? And y'all pick whichever ones y'all want to put on a pedestal. Which whoever you have on a pedestal, their ideas become your ideals. Things you live by. So it's the same on the other side in the unconsciousness. So of course y'all have dream. Meaning you have place, personalities, and do you get my point? Y'all will come out of dream with a message. And so you have the figures on both sides, or the personalities on both sides, but these things are not the glory. These things get set and risen just like everything else you see. Hold no merit. And so, y'all have to learn what is not named. What does not need any pedestal or anything y'all could think of. It take conscious and give it back. Like it say, I give life, I take it. That's speaking of the unconsciousness. Take y'all life from y'all, give it back. Like I said, we all have an unconsciousness in us. My unconsciousness is the same unconsciousness that you got. You get my point? And that unconsciousness is one thing, and on the other side of that unconsciousness, you have the many, which is us. So you have the many, and then on the other side, which is the unconsciousness, you have the one. And that one is what controls all the many, meaning we all get pulled into unconsciousness and released from it by the one. And of course, we're the many, and that's the egos. You get my point? And so y'all trust the egos, meaning y'all trust different personalities in the physical as well as the unphysical. This is like unconscious space, dream space. Person to take DMT, go to dream space, so to say, and you get my point? Come back with a deep message and tell you they got wiser, but there's just what has the control over all, and you're becoming aware of that. Meaning wisdom is an awareness, or a becoming aware. And so everybody's becoming or unbecoming, whatever they are. Now, if you have any questions, ask. My mind isn't all the way focused. If it was, this video would be 10 times deeper. It's still on the 10. But do you get my point? So if y'all like, damn, this was deep. Oh, this is nothing. Thinking about jelly beans and other things, so I can't, fully focus. It's like that sometimes. No fret, my pet. Said, do you like to listen to Michael Jackson? Yes, I jerk off to Michael Jackson. I was not. I'm sorry, y'all. I like to have a little fun. Y'all like some dumb shit. Think I could say some dumb stuff back. Now, if you have any questions before I depart, or any topic you want me to discuss before I depart, you can put it up now. Peace and wisdom, Hefe. Salam, shalom. Thank you. Y'all found anyone wiser than me yet? I know God. Like I said, that word got to do with the physical, but I know that's, you get my point? I know y'all mean well by it, or y'all want to. And so, I know the glory. See how y'all say, do you believe in God? And belief don't got nothing to do with knowing our truth. It just have to do with like, do you believe in Santa Claus? Y'all are supposed to evolve to a knowing, meaning y'all are supposed to know God. I just explained it to you. But your knowing and hearing me explain something to you is two different things. You becoming aware of what I said, and you becoming aware of the matter. It's two different things. So, in perspective, some of y'all are aware of what I said, and now we got your mind a little open. You say, but you get it? That's not the same as your knowing, like how I know, in terms of that matter. Lisa said, please discuss why black people suffer. Because y'all like to take in ideology that says y'all do. And you have many different black groups, Pan-Africans, Hebrew Israelites, activists. They teach y'all ain't shit. And y'all got all the problems in the world. Y'all take that in, then y'all feel cheated in life. So now y'all stagnant, running around, feeling like you owed something from that. Most of y'all lives ain't that bad. You're just ungrateful. Meaning black people worse, they waste more money than any other group. There ain't no other nationality that got more money than black people. Like I said, we waste more money. Arabs and whites, the ruling class, so to say, they wouldn't even count. In regards to the races, meaning we ain't talking to rulers, we talking to regular people. Ain't no other race got more money than black people. Meaning a black poor ain't a Mexican poor. You get it? A black poor person wouldn't even be able to survive in a Mexican poor. That's two different extremes. Meaning a poor Mexican and a poor black person is two different things. The poor black person got a hoopty and all kind of shit. You follow? A gold chain on. And the Mexican, you feel me, got on a wedding dress, cowboy boots, where you like, okay, they whatever they could get. They they gotta take it however they get it. They gotta get it how they live. And so it's the same with Haitians and all other minority groups. Black people poor ain't they poor. I'm saying that so y'all could grasp. Black people the most complainingest group that got this mindset that they so low down and getting so oppressed, and we need to get off that. We just need to become aware of our power and the wealth that we do have that we waste. And you get my point? Start to move forward on that, because like I said, y'all are learning like nothing stuff, basically. Meaning y'all learning y'all have oppressions. When you was a slave, and you created everything and it was stolen from you. You know, all lesser shit. Where you like, oh, I ain't shit, subconsciously. You know, like when you defeated and finished, so you be like, man, we used to have it. Y'all lost into that kind of ideology and that kind of talk. Meaning niggas is selling y'all problems and y'all buying it. If that makes sense. They can tell you, man, you don't know who you are, but I do. Like that. Y'all are being sold problems. You say, I'm lost. I don't know who I am. Nah, you don't know who you are. You from the black. Motherfuckers make this shit up as they go. You from the Black Ku Klux Klan. Nigga will say anything. Like, oh yeah, I don't know my nationality. Meaning you buy it. Let the selling begin. They can tell you, man, you are Hebrew. You don't know truth. You like, oh yeah, you bought it. Let y'all poverties begin from there. So, black people don't suffer. They just sell their own self out to suffering. This is most y'all reality. You're not suffering. You just like to sell yourself out to lesser things. Are suffering. Why? I don't think you know yet. Maybe you ain't even become aware that you do that. But you get my point? And so you just need to start there. Find your talents, learn what unity is, and start being the greatness that we are. But all of selling you bum shit before you get to that greatness. So this is the problem. And that, you get my point? You say why black people suffer so much, but most of our suffering is self-inflicted, whether it be another black person doing another black person harm or selling them out, or you get it? Feeding them their own negativity and their own, low-ass mindset. I'm not sure if y'all want to hear that. I know a lot of y'all are Pan-Africans and Hebrew Israelites, and you get it? You already bought the low shit. This is no offense to anybody that's a Hebrew or a Pan-African. Meaning those of y'all that's elders and leaders in these things, y'all followers just like the people. I know y'all get high up in y'all ego. Y'all kind of forget. Y'all kind of feel like y'all forget y'all not the creators of this and that. Y'all take offense. Like, Salah's trying to diss us. You're nothing. You're just a follower like those that follow you. I don't really view you as nothing important. So you don't have to get offended. Meaning you're a lesser. I crush you. So you don't have to feel anything. Meaning if you're like really high in the Hebrew Israelite camps, I would crush you. But you get it? I'm just saying that so y'all don't take offense. I know y'all like to get mad a lot. You're just a follower. Sorry, you convinced yourself you created it, but you didn't. You're just a follower like whoever else fell in it. A lesser mind. Something I'd crush. I eat ego. I already told you guys that. It's delicious. And so the point I'm making is that y'all fall into lesser things. For some reason, it's glorious to y'all. I'll say let's gather around and get to complaining. Let's gather around and become bums. Y'all don't want to gather around and do great, glorious things. And look glorious and splendorful. Y'all want to be bums. I've come to realize that. I don't have ideals to compensate or justify y'all lower minds. So, this generation is suffering the most, meaning y'all are being sold all kind of ideologies, all of them having to do with lesser things. So if you're a young black now, you probably feel like, man, we were slaves and this and that. That's just sold to us generation after generation. Motherfucking Mexicans was slaves. You get my point? You keep skipping over all that. A Haitian was a slave, a Jamaican. Everybody was a goddamn slave in America, not just us. In fact, we were slaves, but we wasn't. We was willing participants because they took all the land, so we ain't really had much. You get me? The North is after the South, or Middle America, so to say. Meaning they landed over in Jamestown, Virginia, or wherever, in the 1600s. But we all know in the 1500s, they was all in Puerto Rico and all in the islands. And so in that, do you get my point? I'm saying that so y'all can grasp. We get sold that ideology generation after generation. My mother and them was shown roots and taught that whole bullshit. We like way beyond them times, but you see how that's the main thing that keep getting sold to us generation after generation. We got big time rappers. Shit, we had a black president. These just powerful things. Meaning we had a black president. We got black entertainers. These motherfuckers make more money than everybody. Meaning a black fucking athlete and a black, like I said, we waste all the money in the world, but ain't that many motherfuckers making more money than entertainers, and we are the entertainers and the athletes. You ain't got a gang of Mexican entertainers and athletes. Let's get real. When you talking entertainment and athleticism, you talking blacks for the most part. You could look at that like jail. We got that. We all in there. Now, from the perspective of entertainment and athletics, what pay more than that? And so do you get my point? But y'all keep getting sold, nigga, you was a slave, generation after generation, to keep the whole generation there. And a few that's chosen to make money, you get my point, they still have that same mentality. And that we always feel cheated. In that, you get my point? It takes away from being grateful. And like I said, gratitude is the way to receiving more, and being ungrateful is the way to losing. And so we always lose because we always have the mindset that we got cheated, even when we winning and cheating ourselves by buying into bullshit. And so kind of grasp. Y'all take a y'all get tickled by the things I say more than y'all grasp. What did I say that was so funny, T. Will? It's like y'all don't want to learn. I don't get it. Salam. But let me know whenever you want. Salam, shalom, DRH. Somehow you think your life has to do with money, or what I'm speaking of has to do with money. And so, like most of y'all are shallow, bring it out. But maybe rewind it and kind of grasp, you know what I'm saying. Entertaining, sports, and music. It's like, you're right, that was funny. I don't we the face of it. That's a bar right there. We need to start promoting that. But in a positive note, you get it? They try to make it like we got jails packed up. Yeah, nigga, we got entertainment. And we got all that. You get it? Whatever make big money, we all in there. So let's stop skipping over that, because they keep trying to pump the y'all. You get it? We invading all the low areas. We invading the high areas too, blood. I don't know who told y'all we wasn't, but we was president. They told you that. That part. I ain't seen no Mexican president yet, man. I ain't seen no Chinese president over here yet. I ain't seen no other president besides a black one and a white one. That means we have arrived. We're at the tippy. We're above all the other nationalities. But that's not how we view it. We view it as we're bums. We're owed 40 acres and a mule. We need our reparations. Meaning y'all just sell out. Y'all selling to bum talk. You're like a bum waiting to get something. Instead of feeling like, you know, this world is mine for the taking shit. If not ours, who else's? And so, you know, y'all are still lessers. Y'all are still listening to, you know, lesser motherfuckers. Where their mindset is just to exploit y'all for whatever they can get out of y'all. Instead of truly raising y'all up. Seeing the real glory in that. You get my point? And if y'all better off, then we all better off. If y'all doing better, then I suppose y'all will give back here what you should. So my mindset is to raise you up. If you view yourself as an equal, then you won't come here like a lesser, feeling like I have to be your brain like you're 4. You get it? You say, I come here, I don't have to give back to Solace, I'll learn from him. That's like my child at 4. Like that. Y'all have a lesser mind and a lack of pride where y'all should have pride. Meaning y'all are still on the charity train, even though we ain't the bums. I mean, we not the bums. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all not about to sell me on that. Like I said, I seen a few black bums. These niggas ain't bums. They playing games. And some of y'all said the same thing. Meaning you seen a black bum and you said blood playing. Like, he lost in his circle, but he not no bum. Like, he just want to be a bum. And so you get my point? We gotta adjust our mindset. All this slave talk and all that being passed down to us every generation. I don't tell my kids that. I tell my kids, man, you're the son of Usyr and a daughter you're a daughter of the great Usyr. Like, all that bum talk shit ain't got nothing to do with us, big baby. He had Gaddafi killed. He's not for black people. What are you speaking of, Lisa? Oh, Obama is not a black American. He's an African. You see how y'all have a mindset to just, you get it? Like disturbed. What I said was a reflection of black people's greatness. You're so desperate to give it to someone else like a fucking bum. Everybody in the world view Obama as a black man. Yeah, we've all heard he's an African, his mama's white, blah, 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 blah. But he's presented to the world as a black man. He looks like a black man for the most part. His accomplishments being the glory of the black people. Not the Africans, whatever that may be. That's an umbrella term for all the different countries over there. But the point I'm making is everything I said had to do with blacks viewing the reality of their greatness. And then you said, well, he ain't black. Meaning y'all so desperate to argue, y'all will argue against y'all own glories. It's like I said, y'all have some lesser thing going on. And y'all learned it from these lesser puddles that y'all fall into. So you be in a Pan-African community, so you probably like, see how them niggas be desperate to disagree with each other in anything they can. So you get it? Here you are. Obama was African. Fine, y'all can be bums then. We were not the president, Africans were. And you get my point? Go back to bumming. I don't want to argue with y'all. If a bum is what y'all want to be, nobody can save you from yourself. And so y'all still on the pity train. And so that should show y'all, like what I said, every generation they instill some type of bum shit into y'all. A lesser thing, where you was the lesser thing and, you know, pitiful. And so, here you go. You say he killed his own. Hearsay stuff. You got too much bitterness and resentment in y'all from taking in all that bum talk. In that, most y'all can't even grow because you bum talked out. Just a thought. You said Malcolm X is my president. See how you still a lesser? Your president is a dead man. No disrespect to Malcolm. I love Malcolm. Malcolm was a lesser. A follower just like y'all. That nigga was a follower of the Nation of Islam. Then that nigga went to Mecca. That nigga was a follower of those them white-skinned, blue-eyed Arabs over there. He came back with a different bump. You get it? Same shit y'all is. Just all over the place. Lost trying to find yourselves. You get my point? There ain't no disrespect to Malcolm. I'm just speaking realities. Meaning Malcolm, to anybody that was, Malcolm was a lesser. A follower. Same shit y'all is. Got killed because, when lessers don't do what they supposed to, that's what happened. But the point I'm making is this. You see how you got a desire for something to be above? Oh, baby.
Well, let's switch gears for a second.
No, you're not pathetic, love. You're just a lesser. Nah. Salam, shalom. I'm sorry. I think this nigga Vlad TV. I think Vlad got power, bludges. Y'all saw that shit? My channel went off. Then I came back on. Vlad. I seen Vlad. I don't know what the fuck y'all. Y'all saw me? Then it went off again. Salam, shalom. Hopefully y'all getting these Jews though. Now, Lisa, you said so I'm pathetic. No, you're just a lesser. I'm trying to explain to you how you're supposed to be, have a higher mind than you do. But do you get my point? You see how you're reaching to be pitiful? Like depressed a little bit? You're like, so I'm pathetic? Is it gonna make you feel better? Yeah. Quite pathetic. I'm just playing. But you get my point. Hopefully some of y'all get it. Now, I thought the video was over with, so if y'all have any questions, ask. Other than that, I thought I was done. Now, hopefully y'all grasp, like I said, y'all are learning a lot of... They feed us the same BS generation after generation. I'm starting to see why. It's on purpose, just to keep y'all low in mind. Meaning everything boils down to how one views themselves. And so I'm noticing how they try to keep black people's perspective of themselves low. Where y'all never truly view yourselves as a glorious thing or deserving. You get my point? And there's many other things that's added into that mix. The crab in the barrel syndrome. And that when y'all do, become great, y'all feel a little guilty because you got, your own tearing you down, making you feel guilty. And you get my point? There's a lot of different strategies set up for y'all to have the perspective of yourselves as something low. The reality you have is all based on the perspective you have of yourself. You eat noodles. This is no disrespect to anyone that eats noodles. It's just an example. You eat noodles because you view yourself as someone that's supposed to eat noodles. You don't tell yourself that. You do it. You have others in life that say, I would die before I eat a fucking noodle. In that, they never have to eat noodles. Because it's just the perspective they have of themselves. Noodles don't even exist. And you have some people that have a perspective of themselves where they have poverty completely disattached from it. And you get my point? These are the people that y'all say are completely disconnected with reality. But they have no poverty. It's all the perspective you have on yourself. You get my point? Most of us, we raised in the ghettos, the impoverished neighborhoods. In that narrative or perspective stays with us in mind a little bit, kind of making us feel like, well, that's truly where we belong or what we come from. So this is why y'all so desperate to pull for that when y'all speaking. You live in the Hollywood Hills, but you like, yo, you know I'm from Chirac. Who cares? That's the bum side of town. You get it? You say, I'm from 40th and Lenox. I'm from Taft. That's the projects in the bum side of town. Who cares? Like that. We not quick to promote where we at. We quick to promote where we from, which is usually beneath where we at. And all that's done strategically, meaning y'all have to have a lesser perspective of yourselves so y'all can manifest lesser things. This is why black people do desperate things. Desperate things leads to your demise. Y'all are not truly in desperate situations, but y'all view it that way. Like I said, you got Mexicans and other races that will show y'all what poverty is. You niggas are not packed up in the house 15 deep. Black motherfuckers are spoiled, and y'all need to start viewing yourselves in that way. Cause viewing self as bummy, y'all got to get real. Lisa said we are pathetic. Yeah, black people are pathetic, but I didn't want to tell y'all that. Y'all already got all the ideology that y'all live that. You get my point? Meaning it's ingrained into y'all mind that y'all pathetic, but that word ain't used. Y'all being slaves in the past, cheated out of this or that. These types of things are used so that you feel like, you get it? You're the lesser. And that, it carries over in y'all mind. Like I said, most people have a perspective of themselves that's not so high. And it helps to manifest the reality that they have, but they do not know this wisdom that I'm giving. In that, you get my point? Y'all don't know to transcend y'all thoughts or change y'all perspective of yourselves and y'all outlook on life. Y'all outlook on life is I'm walking uphill. This is the same as the glass is half empty. I say, man, we ain't got the same opportunity and all this dumb shit. The glass is half full of y'all. Y'all don't view things like, you get it? Shit, we got a good enough chance as anybody else. Shit. Why don't we? That part. Like I said, we in high places. If you talking entertainment and all these things, maybe we don't get the bulk of the money coming from these businesses. But, meaning we don't run or own anything. And that's shame on us. But we still ain't the impoverished peasants. We just can be classified as the dumb and desperate. The not so much aware. Meaning we don't pay attention to what we truly got to make any sense of it. In that, you get it? We all individuals that lose at some point in time. And so, like I said, y'all have the Hebrew Israelite camps, y'all have the Pan-African communities, y'all have the activists, y'all have the Moors, and all these different things that for the most part teach the same shit, which is, you get it? Y'all bums. I don't want to hold y'all, you know, dusties. Motherfuckers I pull up on and be like, hey Dusty, hey little Dusty. Look at your little dusty, dirty shoelaces on your dusty, you know, shit like that. And I have a desire to be lessers. I've noticed it. I try to disturb y'all out of it, but it only makes y'all lessers more. It's a deep thing. Black people are searching for who they truly are by not looking at their own self. Niggas is looking in African cultures in the past. Look at y'all now. It's just a bunch of dumb scramble-minded motherfuckers that be speeding all day, always complaining. And so complaint is what we manifest. Meaning y'all are fucking miserable because all y'all do is complain and never give any gratitude to anything. Just complain. You get it? In that, y'all manifest complaint, meaning more shit to complain about. In that, when you look at most black people, you're either bitter, you seem like you're angry, you got some kind of problem, and that's because you have all these ideals in your mind that, you get it? Life is an uphill battle for you, or the glass is half full on its way to empty. So it's that simple. Y'all don't manage money too good, y'all don't understand certain things, you know. These being the problems. Not all that old dumb talk. All that y'all trying to find who y'all are. Know who you are. Y'all are seeking out to see who y'all are as a nation of people, and you lost on who you is as an individual. That part. You don't even know who you are as a person. You what everybody tell you to be on any given Sunday, like the movie. And so find yourself first. In that you'll know your people is the people who found they goddamn self and not the rest of the lost. Because that's all you got in this life. Is lost motherfuckers and motherfuckers that's on point. And I wouldn't care what race you is. That part. Life is all mixed in, so everybody mixed up. But for the most part, becoming aware of who you are, that being either a lesser or something that's great. And owning that greatness and standing on it. And money and nobody's acknowledging this greatness, you get it? Have anything to do with the greatness. Meaning y'all be carrying on like kids that gotta be seen. Your greatness, whether a nigga wanna acknowledge it or not, that's his motherfucking problem. And you carry it and you stand on your greatness. You see how y'all like to go against me, and I wouldn't care what none of y'all say. I know y'all all know I'm the wisest man alive, and that's that. Like that. Stand on your shit, that's that. And let the lessers do what they do. And so y'all need to get there. Like I said, all these groups, Pan-Africans, these Hebrews, all these different groups y'all have, they just here to keep y'all separate. The same way Blood and Crip is just here to keep whoever don't get caught up in that separate. Ain't no difference between a Blood and a Crip except that name and the ideologies that they want to hold to those names. But if you remove those groups and those names, well, you just got the same people. Same with the Hebrew Israelites and the Pan-Africans. If you remove the names, all you got is black people of America. Because ain't none of them niggas from Africa. And none of them niggas know where the lands of the Hebrews are. Get it? That part. And so y'all have these institutions in place to keep us separate. Y'all don't pay attention to it. All y'all do, but y'all just lessers. Meaning the one scared of the other, so y'all don't voice y'all truth. A lot of y'all may have noticed what I just said, but you pussy. So you won't say anything. You won't stand on that truth and say, I ain't being a part of none of this shit. Because this the shit that keep us separate, and I'ma stand over here with Mr. Solace. In the puddle where we all are goddamn same. That part. Y'all wanna hold on to these different things. Christianity, Islam, no different. You got some black people that's that. And so y'all got all these institutions that we fall into to keep us separate. When you're dealing with other nationalities of people, they all for the most part believe in the same things. Maybe they got little gangs here and there that keep them separate, but in regards to like everything in the world, no. Everything in the world that's in place to keep us separate, y'all fall into. From gangs to nationality groups to activist groups, anything y'all do, you get my point? Y'all just dive into whatever was put here to keep people separate. And so y'all have to become aware of that. Meaning this younger generation have to become aware of the things I'm saying. Stand over here with your The real elder, Big U said, nigga, it's a new day and a new time. All that old shit is over with. And if the old motherfuckers don't want to transcend their mind into greater things, well, all that old shit is over with. And all that following motherfucker shit is over with. You's a fucking geek and a bozo. And we all of equal mind and equal glory. Only thing separate us is age and experience. And that's what you respect. It ain't gonna always boil you down to age or experience, one or the other. Some of y'all may be younger, but you got a lot of experience. Some of y'all may be old, you ain't got none. Like that. Everybody's status fall in line to that. Their experience, how honorable they are, or their age. I mean, you gonna have some of y'all that's about you got some black people 100 years old, you get it? I'm the treasures. Y'all need orders and statuses like that, not all this other dumb shit y'all got going. Where y'all pretending like, you get it? Y'all every other culture but self. And so hopefully y'all grasp. Other than that, keep carrying on in the things that keep us separate and down. That part. Pan-African's been around since before these times. That go back to the early 1900s, late 1800s, truly. With Sylvester Henry or Henry Sylvester, I forget his name. But that go all the way back to then. And so it's like I said, those things was instilled long ago to keep black people separate so we won't work together. Because you get it? In our beginnings, we work together. When you ain't got shit, it's more likely you know, more close-knit. As we start getting our own, then y'all easy to fall into things. You get my point? But for the most part, y'all have to become aware of these things on y'all own. It ain't about me saying it. When I say it, so then it just gives the Hebrew Israelite or the conscious community follower content, meaning y'all like to argue. So anybody that says anything against you, whether right or wrong, it's content in the daytime. You follow? And so y'all have to know these things on y'all own. Therefore, people don't have to sacrifice their peace or whatever the case may be, so you learn or you become aware. Can I get some thumbs up? Salam. You know, awareness is everything. Lisa said, why is our pain always our fault? Until you take responsibility of yourself, then you just have to deal with whatever people put you through. So you say, why is our pain our fault? It could be whoever fault you want it to be. And let them keep inflicting you with it until you grow up and grasp things. You're responsible for self and what you put yourself through and what you align yourself with. It's that simple. You can play dumb around that. You can become the victim. Talking about, why is my pain, you get it? I don't know. I have to grasp. Why is your pain always your own fault? You better view it as your own fault, or your ass gonna be in pain for a lot of days to come. A simple thing to grasp. If others is responsible for you, then you ain't responsible for yourself. In that, whatever you get. Like a kid, they not responsible for themselves, their parents are. In that, they gotta get whatever they get. The way you speak, you're not responsible for yourself. Not even your own pain. Other people are. And you're looking for them to acknowledge that. In that, you're looking to be a lesser, a slave. You don't even have control over your own emotions or pain. It's somebody else's problem. In that, you are somebody else's problem. Whatever problem you have or are will never be solved because ain't nobody else about to solve somebody else. You just gonna be a problem to yourself, but everybody else gonna be that problem. Now most of y'all have to become aware of that with self. and fully mature, being responsible. In that, if you're responsible for your own pain, I suppose you wouldn't put yourself in painful situations as easy as you do now. You do now because you can always blame someone else, pass the baggage off to someone else. But when you can't pass the baggage off to no one else and you have to stand in your own shit, well, this is when most of y'all will grow. You get it? And so, back in tribal times, we had little coming of age lessons for things like this, you know? When you're dealing with the Native American tribes in the early beginnings before, the brainwashing and all that, they had little coming of age rituals. Maybe the 13, 14, even 12-year-old boy, you'd be sent out into the wild. And for 3 days, he got to keep and take care of himself. Of course, the tribe got the hunters that catch the food. They got the women that cook the food. And the little babies are just eating freely, not truly earning any merit for themselves. Being less is dependent. When you're dealing with the tribe, you get my point? You might as well be a horse with a broke leg. And so they'll let the child go out into the wild by themselves, far away from the camp. And that child got to stay alive for 3 days, meaning that child been around the tribe. He's seen them hunting and everything. He know what to do. Now, is he going to do it? Is he going to man up and do what he already know? Or is he going to crumble up and just die out there and let one of these animals just eat him? I'm sure some never made it back, but you got a great deal that did. Meaning, you get it? It's like y'all kids. If you a parent, your kid taking care of themselves right now, you like, God damn. Feel me? It's unbelievable a little bit. No different than that. If you sent your child out into the wild and 3 days later they came back, belly on fat. They come back with a whole tribe of people talking about, yeah, I just conquered the whole tribe, and you get it? You don't know what's going to come back to you, but it's going to show the merit of that individual. Coming of age things. We need to get back to those things, but of course we locked away in the city, so y'all can't do a lot of these things. Well, we still can come together and have our own, celebrations and things like that. But like I said, y'all are separated, and y'all serve ideals that keep us separate. But we need little rituals like that, coming of age things, so y'all can start to earn y'all merit, y'all worth. View self as worthy because you have experience and have proven to yourself, I am worthy. Like that. You just need an adjustment of the mind. Start from there. A lot of y'all had a hard start. You've been keeping it going. You've been keeping things together. And it ain't been easy, but do you get my point? The way you viewing it is all wrong. You a motherfucking soldier. You got to view things right. And if you was a part of the right group, you get my point? You'd be a high-ranking fucking soldier out here. You tough. You solid. You gonna keep things together. Y'all just associated with the wrong things or nothingness. Y'all own bitterness. And it manifests out for y'all. Thank you, Dual Traum, for the give back. Salam. Act 93, you're welcome. Peace and wisdom all out. Always good to see you in here. Higher Perspective said, Solace, can you please explain the birthmark? You're the only person who can explain it accurately. The sperm gets the egg cell. The egg cell is the precursor to the body. It penetrates the egg cell. Do you get it? A mark will be left. Birthmark. It doesn't have anything to do with birth, but it has to do with the coming, so to say. So you can view it like that. Meaning every aspect of yourself before the birthing is real too. That's the primordial self, the underworld self. under this physical plane. Lisa said, it seems like God don't love black people. We are under occupation on our own land. Slavery is a punishment. All labor is slavery. Work is work. You will always have your works. All works not being a labor, but all labor being a slavery. Slavery being a punishment. So, y'all are punished, meaning black people are punished. This has nothing to do with God. This has to do with self. So then you just reflect back on everything I said, like how y'all always pull to be lessers and then have a problem. Punish yourself. And that is all simple. Y'all work enslaved, or y'all punished. Now, this is not for you to go quit your job tomorrow. This is for you to become aware and say, damn, he's right. There are people in life that don't work. I don't work. I earn a living though, right? I earn an honest living, no different than a working person. Probably more honest than them. And there's other people that don't. Everybody has their work, but you get it? We're speaking labor. You have other people that earn a living, they don't have labor, meaning they don't have a boss or something over them, and they're laboring their time away. They may be doing their works and getting compensated for it. But then you have those who are doing labor. They're a part of the labor force. It never popped in their mind to say, why me? To then become aware, I must be punished. Because labor or slavery is a punishment. Whether you go back to the ancient times where the one tribe conquered the other tribe and make them slaves, which is a punishment for losing. It's always a punishment. This ain't about you feeling bad. This is about you becoming aware. Now, you'll say, well, why am I punished? I just told you you punish yourself. So you get my point? Everything's simple. Some of y'all need to just get a one-on-one for yourself. You get my point? In regards to this matter that I just explained. You know how y'all minds is thrown into the lesser vibration. Where y'all have a desire to be like complainers or victims, which is a lesser thing. Peace and wisdom, Barbu, something. Salam, shalom. Now, if you have any questions, ask. Hopefully, y'all grasp. Try to keep the mind raised. Like I said, more than likely, most of y'all are going to go back to these different groups that keep us separate. So then you're going to get that doctrination right after this and go right back into the lesser vibration. And that, when you hear this greater vibration where I say, man, you got to view yourself as a great thing. All that other bum shit don't really matter. It's going to sound harsh or hard for you. Being a lesser is easy, Complaining and saying that everybody did you wrong is easy for you. This is what y'all learn in those groups. The white man did us dirty. Or this person did us dirty. Or that thing was done against us. Or we did everything and it was stolen from us. You get it? Y'all are being groomed into being victim-minded. So y'all always crying. That's how that happens. And that doesn't help you. I'm not saying they do it on purpose. A lot of these people are dumb. Y'all just don't want to come to y'all don't want to come to terms with it. I'm quite wise, so if you're a little dumb, it reflects a lot for me. Your dumb light is bright for me, but maybe to another dummy, your light is not that bright, meaning your stupidity is hidden to them. But y'all fall into these groups that keep us separate. Those that are high ups in these groups, I'm speaking to them too. They're followers just like y'all. You get it? Y'all all fall into lesser things. And then y'all carry on like lessers, always reaching to be a victim or a lesser thing. Almost in the mind where y'all think, if I prove I'm the victim, I will be rewarded. There's no reward. But do you get my point? And so kind of grasp. Y'all on the path. If y'all prove that we are really Africans that have been robbed of our culture in homeland, over in Africa somewhere, you get it? There's no reward. Nobody agreed. Like, if y'all prove that, we gonna give y'all this or that. But I guess if y'all prove that y'all was victimized in that way, dragged from Africa here or whatever else happened, then you get it. You get to win that you're a victim. And it always boils down to, you go to the Hebrew Israelites, same thing. The white man stole y'all religion that y'all got from the white man. Y'all turned everything black. We're the children of God. We're supposed to be dusty and bummy, and the Lord is going to come and save us and give us Christmas gifts and shit. Santa Claus thing. You get my point? Meaning y'all groomed in to be a lesser's victims are some shit on standby and wait. Do you see that? Like, y'all either standing by waiting for somebody or something to save y'all, whether it be Jesus or God, some new fucking activist that y'all like, some new teacher. You get it? Waiting for something to save you, no matter what it may be. In that, y'all just lie in wait. In that don't ever happen for us. You see how y'all just lying in wait? Y'all are just in y'all groups. These groups ain't shit happening year after year in terms of progress. Y'all just still sitting around debating. You get it? The Hebrews debating the Pan-African, the Christians debating the Islamic person, vice versa, and you get it? Y'all are just sitting stuck doing nothing but arguing. This must be a Pan-African person or a Hebrew because they're mad. They said, shut up. Now why? And so hopefully y'all grasp there's people that want y'all to be low. This is all strategic. It's not by chance. Y'all are getting indoctrination to make y'all lessers in the mind. And so y'all become aware of that. So you get it? I'm the bad guy, I suppose. That's how it works with little kid brain people. Our little kids. Whatever's gonna fuck them over, the little kid gonna have more admiration for the drug dealer that's gonna give him a gun and get him killed than the man that's gonna get him a job. And you get my point? And so this how y'all are. The shit that make y'all lessers, y'all in that place right now. Y'all admire lesser things. And so y'all have the lesser perspective, the lesser mind. In that y'all have to live out the lesser reality. So if you ever wondered, like, damn, why the white race seem like they above the black race? Because they view themselves above y'all. And y'all view yourselves beneath them. Which race is stronger? The black race is the strongest race on the planet. Ain't nobody trying to have no one-on-one with none of them. You get it? I don't care if you white and mad tough. If you think of a black person of equal merit, you like, I ain't want no one-on-one with him. I'ma lose. Black people, we used to getting jumped. You get it? In terms of physicalities, we the physical race. Meaning we're athletic. In terms of fighting, we got those genres on lock. Anything that got to do with the physical, we got that on lock. Unless you about to tell me there's Arabs out there that's just dunking on black niggas like it's nothing. Who's that Arab heavyweight? You get it? When you talking fighting and athletics, we got that on smash. That right there lets you know no other race can really compete with them in physicalities. One black person could probably whoop out like 4, 5 motherfuckers from another race. They're strong. Meaning we're physically strong. I'm little and most of y'all look at me and you like, that little nigga strong. Like, he can fight and shit. We're all like that. Some of us are little, some of us are big, but we're all strong. Meaning we can take a beating and we could give one. We could take more than we could give. In that, do you get it? Now, that's not to say no other race can't beat us, but overall, like I said, we got that kind of on smash. And so the question still poses, why do you think the white race seems like they're further along than the black race? The black people are the rappers, the white people are the CEOs. Why do you think that's like that? If they're the ones that created this music, why does somebody else own it? And it's all on the mindset. Y'all are lessons. So y'all are easily tricked and bribed out of y'all own thing. Even tricked and bribed into viewing yourself as a lesser thing that needs something. In that, y'all need the white race in y'all mind. In that, they're above y'all. And it starts with the mind. They literally view themselves as above y'all, but it's easy because look how y'all carry on. In that, it makes other races look at y'all low. You get it? Meaning most races view themselves as above the black race. It all starts there. The viewpoint. Now, black people don't view themselves as beneath Mexicans and Arabs and other races, but they do in regards to whites. And so do you see how they fall beneath them? It's y'all own doing. It's y'all own perspective. Where'd y'all get these perspectives? From these little groups that y'all fall into that teach black oppression, black problems, and y'all take it into y'all mind all day, every generation, becoming victims. Now you have a victim outlook, and I guess you feel like if I prove I'm the victim, then I'll be rewarded. But you will only be rewarded with being victimized more. That's all a victim got to get is victimized. And so you know how y'all be coming and acting like y'all victims? That's why I always be coming on y'all like that. You get that weak shit out of here. You're not no victim. And so y'all got to view yourselves as, you get it, having the worth. You got to view yourself as not, a poop putt, some lesser thing. You carry your own weight, hold your own merit. And so hopefully y'all grasp that. Now I'm about to depart. Give back when y'all give a chance. Carry your own weight of mind. Salam, shalom.